Because if something happens on the lending end after that, the buyer's deposit, after they've removed contingencies, the buyer deposit comes the property of the seller. And at 3% of a particular sales price or offering price, that's a lot of money. Be $30,000 for $1 million house, right? So you got some money there. If in fact the buyer fails to finish. And if it comes down to the lender, the agent should be following up with the lender saying, hey, listen, Jack, give me the buyer's, whether or not this is going to close. We have a removal, contingency removal for the loan. I need you to let me know that we're good removing that. And then you should CC the buyer on it as the agent. So the buyer knows that you're doing your due diligence. And if there is any holdup, then it's the lender's issue. And if there is a holdup, as a listing agent, I would always want to say, well, what's holding you up? What's the deal? I would communicate with the agent representing the buyer. I would communicate with the lender representing the buyer. What's going on? Oh, it's a pre-funding or some kind of a condition that's been instituted by one of the powers that be on the loan side. And there is a lot of that happens. So don't think it's just because your lender's taking extra long martini lunches. It could be that they're in fact really waiting for something to happen, some kind of a decision or some kind of word to be given. Also, on that, it could be a request from the buyer. Maybe that particular buyer has been requested to get another verification of employment. Maybe they need a new date on something. Maybe they need some bank statement. Maybe there was some deposit that they really don't understand. They want to get some letter of clarification on it. These things pop up because there's a lot of chefs in the kitchen reviewing all this stuff. When that does happen, though, and finally the buyer has everything that they need, and finally the listing agent is able to get solid enforcement of all the contingencies removals, after that, then the buyer pretty much is all in. It's very rare we would see a property go back on market, but that's that pending status.